Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome to another episode of our WWE 2K16 Universe Mode. Now, as you can see, this is going to be our last episode of the Attitude Era's Friday Night Raw is War before our Unforgiven pay-per-view, which will take place this Sunday. So let's have a quick look at the card we've got set for you this evening. We're going to start things off with a continuation of the rivalry between Rhino and Kevin Nash. Then we're going to see a tag team #1 contendership match as the New Age Outlaws, Billy Gunn and the Road Dogg take on the Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray and Devon. We're also going to see a European Championship #1 contendership match as X-Pac takes on Eddie Guerrero, and Triple H, the leader of DX, will be at ringside to help out his good friend X-Pac. We're going to see the continuation of the feud between Haku and Kane. Then we're going to see two more retro guys, really, that will be much more involved in the Attitude Era pretty soon. Of course, we are losing the retro roster. This is going to be our last couple of episodes over the next couple of weeks, and then the retro roster will be gone. And then quite a few of the guys will be joining into Attitude Era, and these are going to be two of them. Of course, Big Boss Man joining in with the Corporation, and British Bulldog. He was part of the Attitude Era, and I'd love to see him get a good chance here as well. Then we're going to see Cactus Jack taking on Shawn Michaels. No real reason, I just wanted to see that match. And our main event is going to be the continuation of the feud between Batista and the Undertaker. And I'm very happy about this because I'm sure last week the feud wasn't working, but it seems to have G'd itself back in. But yeah, that's the card. Let's straight into our first match. And here is that first match. It's going to be Rhino taking on Kevin Nash. And Kevin Nash actually attacking Rhino as Rhino made his way down to the ring. And Kevin Nash picks up an early advantage in this match. And I have had a little bit of a brainwave as well now. I was struggling a little bit because I couldn't seem to get some of the feuds to work, and I've sussed out why. If you've been watching my episodes recently, you'll know that I've had this problem, and I've sussed out the problem with the feuds. And what it is that feuds can only be created between if it's a championship feud, it can be created between anybody. That's absolutely fine. As Nash going for the very quick victory here. 1, 2. Let's only a 2 count. Yes, if it's a championship feud, you can have a feud between two people. It's absolutely fine. But all the other feuds have to be between one face and one heel. And the problem I was having is that I was putting feuds together with multiple faces or multiple heels, and it just was not working. So you need to make sure, if you are trying to set up feuds in the universe mode, that you have got a face and a heel set up for that feud. I think in this match, Kevin Nash is set up as the heel, Rhino's set up as the face, and it helps the game along a little bit when it tries to put some of the cutscenes together. So that's the main reason. Rhino now locking in the headlock on Kevin Nash. Just wrenching him back and slowing the match down, and that's something that Rhino needs to do. I think he's struggled. He got attacked early on, and now I really think he needs to try and get back into this one as much as he possibly can. Rhino bringing Nash back up to his feet. It's a big right hand, and now bringing him away from that corner. Brings him up, and there's the fall away slam by Rhino, and Kevin Nash took the advantage in this match, but now Rhino's really starting to come back into it. He's looking pretty good. Rhino bringing Nash back up to his feet and sending him into the corner with such force that Nash comes bouncing back, and Rhino's really in control of this one now. Yeah, and that's basically why some of our feuds are a little bit random. I say Rhino versus Kevin Nash was never a feud I intended to put together, but it seems to have worked so far. Actually, I quite like the styles. Haku versus Kane. It's been an alright feud, but again, it's not one that I really anticipated and put together. Of course, Batista versus Undertaker worked perfectly because it was a championship feud. No problems there. And of course, we are going to be doing our pay-per-view on Sunday. And after the pay-per-view, again, there'll be brand new feuds. So let me know in the comment section below if there's any feuds you'd like to see between anyone in the universe mode. And we'll try and put them together as Nash takes Rhino up. And there's the jackknife powerbomb. I'm sure that's game, set, match here. 1, 2, and 3. And there you go. Kevin Nash picks up the victory in this rivalry match. Of course, he did take an early advantage when he attacked Rhino on his way to the ring. Nash celebrating here, and oh, it seems he's had a little bit of a change of heart, decided that he wants to add insult to injury. And there he is, just continuing the assault on Rhino. A few extra kicks that weren't really needed. And I'm pretty sure we're going to get a quick update on this rivalry now as well. And here is the rivalry update. Explosive rivalry. Rhino and Nash rivalry has exploded out of control. Very interesting. So Rhino has become slightly more prideful and slightly more respectful, which is probably what he should do because he is the face in this one. And Nash has become slightly more egotistical and slightly more bold, which again works out quite well with the rivalry. I need to probably change that because at the moment, because of what's happened earlier on in this rivalry, Goldberg has aligned himself with Kevin Nash, which I don't like. I might get that changed. So as you can see, Rhino's a face and Nash is a heel. That's why it works. So if you are struggling like I was to set up rivalries, then make sure you've got one face and one heel set up. And here is our second match of the evening. It's going to be the #1 contendership for the tag team titles as the New Age Outlaws, Billy Gunn and the Road Dogg, representing D-Generation X, take on the Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray and Devon. And here we go. Bubba runs straight across the ring and Billy Gunn caught him straight away with that tilt-a-whirl slam, now continuing the assault. And of course it was the Dudley Boys that had the opportunity at the Tag Team Championships last month against the world's greatest tag team at the previous pay-per-view, which I can't remember what it was. Was it Backlash? It was Backlash. And the world's greatest tag team did manage to successfully defend that belt. So they're looking for another opportunity here this evening, but of course the New Age Outlaws be desperate to get their first opportunity at this Tag Team Championships. Now, I wasn't going to involve the Dudley Boys in this again because I thought they'd had their chance, but when I sort of panned through it, I think D'Lo Brown is going for the Cruiserweight Championship, so he's already tied up, so the Nation of Domination were out of the question. Obviously, Haku's facing off against Kane, so the Wild Samoans were out of the question as well. So yeah, there wasn't a lot of tag teams left. And the Dudley Boys, we still need to give them their debut into the main roster as well. I haven't done that yet. I keep forgetting to do that. Maybe we can have a look at doing that this week, maybe. I like to bring them in for a reason, though. Maybe someone can make an open challenge and they could make their return there and then. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Straight over the top cutter there by Billy Gunn, and so far the New Age Outlaws have dominated this match. Is that going to mean anything going forward? Or can the Dudley Boys get back into this one? Road Dogg now tripping Devon Dudley. And a big stamp on the stomach as well of Devon. And yeah, I think this is going to get a lot easier for me, this Universe Mode. Once Retro's done with next weekend, of course, we've still got 2 weekly episodes of Retro to upload and then the pay-per-view. We will come back to Retro at some point. I'm thinking we'll probably do a Survivor Series pay-per-view. Maybe we might even do a Royal Rumble and a WrestleMania for it as well. Later on, of course. But I think by having just the 5 episodes a week, that includes if it's just a single pay-per-view, then that's going to make it a lot easier for me to get it all recorded, because these episodes are taking a lot longer. It's not been too bad the last couple of weeks because I've been off, obviously, over Christmas. And I've still got a bit more time off Christmas as well. Road Dogg back up to his feet, but Devon with some big right hands now, bringing Road Dogg into the middle of the ring. And there is the Saito suplex, and now Road Dogg is struggling here as Devon is getting back into this one. We said there was a possibility he would. Road Dogg with the front chancer in, looking to regain some control of this one. Turns Devon around and catches him in the neck breaker. Devon sends Road Dogg over the top in that big splashdown move, and now in comes Bubba Ray Dudley. And I'm thinking if we do a pay-per-view along the lines of TakeOver Philly, it would be stupid not to have some sort of ECW contingent being involved in that. We could bring back Tommy Dreamer, Raven, the Sandman, RVD, Sabu, the Dudley Boys. They could all be involved in this this takeover event. I think that would be a really good takeover event, actually. We can still have our normal show, our normal matches in the pay-per-view, but I think it'd be great to see some of the ECW guys feuding with some of the new NXT guys as well. I really like that idea. Of course, I think we've got a couple of months before we hit any of those other pay-per-views. I think we've got TakeOver Brooklyn locked in for next month, I think it is. I'll have to double check. And it's going to be great because once the Clash of Champions is out of the way for Retro Roster, it means that NXT is going to have feuds ongoing then for the entirety of the rest of the universe, mate, which is the best thing. Oh, the 3D there by the Dudley boys. Is that going to be enough? Devon rolls Billy Gunn over, but doesn't go for the pin. He goes for the big fist drop. And I think he knew that Road Dogg probably would have come straight in and broke that pin up anyway. So he continues to assault Billy Gunn, wearing him down as much as he possibly can. Devon just pushing his foot into the face of Billy Gunn there. And I think what they should do with the game is just slightly change some of the animations, because for me it just doesn't work. What I want to see is when they hit a move like a 3D like that, is that instantly someone's next move is to knock the tag team partner off the apron and go for a pin, because that to me just makes perfect sense. But there you go, Devon Dudley now in with a pin. 1, 2, and Bubba did manage to catch Road Dogg, but Billy Gunn still had just enough left in the locker to kick out. Big kick to the back there by Devon. And now Bubba Ray does have Road Dogg on the outside, and Devon has Billy in his sights, takes him up. There's the pile driver. Road Dogg slides back into the ring, but he looks down and out to me. But he stood there right in time as Devon went for the pin. A little bit of a lack of communication there by the Dudleys, I think. Devon now sending Billy Gunn into the corner. And taking Billy Gunn up onto the top. Devon got planned here. A super sidewalk slam. Not seen that one before. Is Devon going to go for the pin again here? No, he brings Billy Gunn back up to his feet. As again, Bully Ray just has a Road Dogg on the outside. And now Billy Gunn finally getting some control back in this match. He's taken quite a bit of a beating over the last few minutes from Devon Dudley. Referee managed to get control back in the match. The tag team partners are where they should be, up on the apron. Devon breaks free from that scoop slam and reverses it into a neck breaker. Devon's across and brings in Bully Ray, or Bubba Ray, or Bubba Ray Dudley, whatever you wish to call him, or Bubba Ray. There's a neck breaker there. I suppose since he's in WWE, you should call him Bubba Ray. I think he did really well in TNA in his singles career. I think he really has the charisma to do a bit more singles. I don't know if WWE will ever let him, but then again, WWE, why would they let him? He's such a big name as part of the Dudleys. That's what sells him, I think. Of course, it's ironic the fact that Billy Gunn was on the game, but the Road Dogg wasn't on the game, even though I think they both worked down in NXT as a trainer. And now Billy Gunn's the one who's actually been fired from WWE for having some performance-enhancing drugs in his system, I believe. There's the Bubba Bomb. In for the pin he goes. Devon across and takes out Billy Gunn. And no, Road Dogg kicks out. I thought the Dudleys had penciled their name into the pay-per-view then. Devon with a great gut-wrench suplex. And now Bubba Ray lining up the Road Dogg once again. And there's the Bubba Cutter. Billy Gunn's back up to his feet though. And Billy Gunn perfectly positioned to break up the pin. And I tell you what, the Dudley boys have dominated this match so far. There's a couple of big opportunities where they should have won it. And I think they'll be very unfortunate if they don't win it from this position. There's a big cutter again by Bubba Ray Dudley. Brings Devon into the equation. Devon now just stamping on the knee of the Road Dogg, bringing him back up to his feet. What has he got planned? It won't take much to finish these guys off now, surely. They've taken a lot of damage. Devon with the snake eyes on Road Dogg. Now Devon going up top himself. There's the big senton splash by the looks of it. Bully Ray takes Billy Gunn, that's his name, off the apron. And Road Dogg here going for the pin. This could be all. Billy Gunn is out of it on the outside. And it is. The Dudley Boys are going to get another opportunity at the world's greatest tag team at Unforgiven in a couple of days' time. And I'm going to write that down. You know what? That tag team championship match is actually going to have to happen on the pre-show, isn't it? It is. Because the main show is already tied up with all the matches we've got. Means the European Championship is also going to have to take place in the pre-show. We're going to have a hell of a packed pre-show, I tell you. We're going to have the European Championship. We're going to have the Tag Team Championship, both being defended on the pre-show. Cruiserweight Championship, IC Championship, WWE Championship, and World Heavyweight Championship all being defended on the main pay-per-view, as well as our free feuds as well, of course. Rhino versus Kevin Nash. We're also going to see Haku versus Kane. And of course the... well, no, we don't have to, because one of the feuds is going to be taking place inside the Hell in a Cell for the WWE Championship. So we can have one more match on the main card. So I'm thinking that will be the Tag Team Championship match. We'll have the European belt being defended on our pre-show. But the tag team will be defended on the main card as the world's greatest tag team defend against the Dudley Boys. So the second pay-per-view in a row. I'm just marking off my pre-show now. And I'm pretty sure I'll be able to come up with a pretty good match for our pre-show main event as well. Our last pre-show main event was Sting versus Shawn Michaels. So I'm pretty sure we'll get another really good one. Who is the European champion? I think it's Finlay. So we know that Finlay's going to be defending against either X-Pac or Eddie Guerrero. I think the match is actually next. And here we go with that next match. It's going to be X-Pac taking on Eddie Guerrero. The winner will take on Fit Finlay at the Unforgiven pre-show for the European Championship. And of course, Triple H, the leader of DX, will be at ringside. And here we go. Eddie Guerrero is a former European champion. Lost the belt of the last pay-per-view to Finlay. Can't believe that. So now he's looking to get another opportunity. But X-Pac's not had the chance yet for a championship match in this universe mode. He'll be desperate to try and get that first opportunity. Of course, Triple H is at ringside. Triple H is the man that really wants DX to divide and conquer. That's the one thing I remember from the Attitude. I don't remember why, but in the Attitude Era there was just all this this idea of divide and conquer. I think it was X-Pac for the Cruiserweight Championship. I think the New Age Outlaws going for the Tag Team Championships. Of course, Hunter himself going for the WWE Championship at the time. I'm not sure it was going for the Intercontinental belt now I think about it. It may have been China, I'm not 100% sure. I think it may have been China. X-Pac now with the Hurricane Rhino. This is a pretty good match, this one, because this really could have been the number one contender for a lot of things. Could have been the IC Championship, could have been the European Championship, could have been the Cruiserweight Championship, and I'm pretty sure we'll see these guys face off a few more times in this universe mode later on as well. But I think this is the first time we've used X-Pac, I think it might be, you know, but he's doing really well here. Dominating the early proceedings here against Eddie Guerrero, and Guerrero will get a much better chance in a universe mode. He's going to be involved in everything. He's going to be involved in European, Intercontinental, Cruiserweights, all the way up to, of course, the WWE and World Heavyweight Championships as well. I'd love to see Guerrero get an opportunity. I think we might try and do that at some point. And of course, like I said earlier on, we're going to have to start our new feuds as of next week after our Unforgiven pay-per-view. So if there's any feuds you would like to see, I won't set them up until the next episode or just before the next episode. So let me know if there's anything you would like to see, and I'll try and get them feuds set up for you. And of course, give you a shout out if I do manage to use your suggestion. And of course, we are going to bring in the retro guys, or some of the retro guys, not all of them, only some of them make sense, of course, but bringing in guys maybe like Ric Flair, like Macho Man Randy Savage, Mr. Perfect, all the guys that were involved in the Attitude Era, maybe not in WWF, but maybe in the in WCW. Which I'm sure, of course, Macho Man was involved, Mr. Perfect was involved, or Kurt Hennig as well, part of the NWO. now to the outside, and X-Pac, I don't know why he's doing this. He's taking the top off the announce table. I don't know if he's just trying to distract Eddie Guerrero at all, because it just seems a little bit odd to go for this. But it looks like he is going for it. He's got Eddie Guerrero up on the announce table. Referee's up to a 3 count, and X-Pac's up on top. X-Pac with a moonsault. Oh, putting Eddie Guerrero through the announce table. If I was X-Pac, I would have left Eddie out there and left him to be count out, but X-Pac looks to continue the assault, and there he is with a gut buster on Eddie Guerrero. The damage may have already been done, though. Of course, the referee starts his count again after the moonsault. Referee's up to a 5, and X-Pac slides back in. I'm a little bit worried about Guerrero's feet. They look a little bit glitched out, as you can see. Referee's up to a 7 count, but Guerrero does manage to come back in, and he avoids the flip there. Eddie Guerrero just managed to slide in the ring before X-Pac just tried to take him out with that dive. And now the Guerrero looks pissed. He really does. He's taken some huge damage. Guerrero now with a neck breaker onto the debris of that announce table. Referee allowed the match to go on even after X-Pac put Guerrero through the announce table. X-Pac now throwing Guerrero into the corner. X-Pac, like I said, has not had much of an opportunity in this universe mode so far, but he's really trying to prove himself here with that big moonsault off the top. And Guerrero looking for the 3 amigos. There's the second. Rolling the hips and brings X-Pac up into the 3rd of the amigos. Triple H up on the top. Was taking the top turnbuckle pad off, and the referee didn't see that Eddie Guerrero actually went for the pin. Triple H doing fantastically well there to keep his guy in the match there. Guerrero now bringing X-Pac back up to his feet, but X-Pac with the jawbreaker. X-Pac sends Guerrero into the corner now. And X-Pac did a fantastic little glitching job there, completely missing every single kick on Eddie Guerrero. Well done, 2K. Another fantastic success there for you. Tornado DDT by X-Pac out of the corner. And bringing Guerrero up against these ropes. I think I've seen this before. And he does feet up on the middle rope. 1, 2. And no, Guerrero managed to kick out. X-Pac nearly stole a victory there. And now Triple H distracting Guerrero. Enough time for X-Pac to catch him with the Dragon Suplex. X-Pac went for the headbutt to the back, but Guerrero now bringing X-Pac into the middle of the ring. Taking him up. There's the sit-out powerbomb. Guerrero now just needs to capitalize on the damage he's done. Guerrero now bringing X-Pac back up to his feet, and there's the belly-to-belly suplex. I think Guerrero is actually trying to run towards the turnbuckle then, and the game stopped him for momentum reasons, or energy reasons, I think it is. And we often get in a video just one super long match, but it's not been a bad match, so that's the main thing. See Guerrero taking X-Pac up into a pile driver. Not the sort of move you'd expect him to go for. And it's enough. Eddie Guerrero's going on. No. Is he? Yes, he is. Yeah, he is. It looked a little bit funny there for a second, but Eddie Guerrero is going on to face Fit Finlay on the pre-show of Unforgiven to try and get his European Championship back, and I fully expect him to do so. I was surprised when Fit Finlay won it away from him, to tell the honest truth. So a great win here for Eddie Guerrero. Triple H tried his best at ringside, and Eddie Guerrero, I'm surprised he actually got back up after this moonsault. Look at this, X-Pac. There's the moonsault just taking Guerrero straight through the announce table. Tornado DDT there by X-Pac as well. And I'm just surprised Triple H did such a great job of trying to distract the referee. X-Pac even used the middle ropes to try and get the pinfall victory over Guerrero, but Guerrero just had different opinions every single time in what he thought was going to happen. And of course it was Guerrero who finally got the best out of it all. There's the power drive by Guerrero. And that was enough to finish off X-Pac. For the 1, the 2, and the 3. So Guerrero's gone on to the Unforgiven pre-show to take on Fit Finlay for the European Championship. And I firmly see Guerrero getting his championship back there. We'll have to wait and see what happens though. And here is our next match. It's the continuation of the feud between Haku and Kane. Well, the match starts off and Haku just pushed Kane and they've inadvertently taken the referee out. And now both guys fighting on the outside of the ring. Oh, I've just put that on slow momentum by mistake. There you go. Ah, well. It's a reverse backbreaker there onto the knee of Kane. Then Haku just throwing Kane over the top of his head. And interesting, with the way the match started, it was completely opened up for one of these two guys to maybe get the advantage in this match by using a weapon, but they both look to be keeping quite clean in this one. Referee's still down on the outside, on the inside should I say. Kane now just smashing the head of Haku into the top barricade. And the referee's finally back up on his feet, finally counting. He's up to a 3 count as Kane continues to assault Haku on the outside. Kane slides back in the ring. Referee up to a 6 count and Haku joins him. Haku with a snapmare now on Kane. And locking in the chin lock. Haku just wrenching back at Kane. And yeah, like I said, I think we'll definitely we'll try and get some better feuds in place next month. Not that these feuds were bad, don't get me wrong, they've worked out pretty well, but I think we probably could do a little bit better. But obviously I didn't see at the time that you had to do a face and a heel feud. It makes perfect sense now. Referee up to a 3 count as these two guys again fighting on the outside. The referee really struggling to keep control of this one now. Again, the referee up to a 5 count, and the fight still continues on the outside. Kane slides back in the ring, as does Haku now as well. There's the belly-to-belly slam by Haku on Kane, now rolls him over. And just pushing the knee into the back. And of course, this feud will all end at our Unforgiven pay-per-view. I'd be interested if there's any type of a special match the game puts in place as well. Big knee to the face of Haku and another one as well. And Haku really using his strikes. Kane taking Haku up, and that's like a reverse. So it's like a reverse, what's the word? I've forgotten the name of the move. I thought Kane was actually going for the clothesline there, but brings Haku out. Looks like Kane's actually going for his comeback. Fall away slam, that's the word I was looking for earlier on. Kane now bringing Haku back up to his feet. And there's the sidewalk slam. One of Kane's signature moves. Going in for the pin here on Haku. 1, 2. And Haku does kick out. But Kane catches Haku by the throat. Takes him up and slams him down. And surely that's going to be all. 1, 2, and 3. And there you go. Kane does pick up the victory over Haku in the continuation of this feud. And it just shows how little difference the actual the momentum makes. I've been putting a lot of the matches on fast momentum for these weekly shows, but I don't think it makes a lot of difference, to tell the truth. Because I just accidentally put this one on slow. And yeah, it seems to be the same sort of length. I think this match was actually shorter than the one before, which was on fast. Which was, of course, between X-Pac and Guerrero. I think I might start leaving it on medium again, because I think it just works slightly better, because I think on fast momentum, I just think you get your finisher maneuvers quicker, but because you're on change, it just means that people end up kicking out in the finishers a bit more often. So I think I might just start leaving it on normal momentum again, just see how that works out, see if we get some better matches. Let's see what happens later on this evening anyway. And of course we're going to get a quick update on this feud after that explosive beginning to that's pretty cool. I've not seen that sort of winning 5 thing. That's pretty cool actually. I'm sure I must have seen that before. And here is the update on the rivalry. Explosive rivalry. An all-out war has broken out between Haku and Kane. So Haku has become slightly more prideful from that match. And Kane has become slightly more respectful, perseverant and bold. And he's also gained a momentum boost as well. And here is our next match. It's going to be the Big Boss Man taking on the British Bulldog. 2 of our retro stars coming into the Attitude Era pretty damn soon. And here we go. Now, of course, both these guys were involved in the Attitude Era, more the early stage of the Attitude Era. The 97 sort of time, 97, 98. Of course, Big Boss Man's going to be part of the corporation. We will at some point do a feud between Austin and Vince. I think that's going to be the best bet. And by having guys like Ken Shamrock, we haven't actually used Ken Shamrock yet, I don't think. We've got Ken Shamrock, we've got Big Boss Man, we've got Paul White, all involved in that corporation stable. Bulldog got a big boot to the stomach, and I'd love to see Bulldog do well as well. I would love to be able to make Bulldog the first English champion in the WWE. I don't think there has actually ever been an English champion in WWE, is there? I mean, world champion or WWE champion. I don't think. Bad News Barrett never managed to get there. Bulldog was never given the opportunity either. So I don't think there has been, and I would love to have a Bulldog actually in our universe mode as the champion. So I think we'll definitely give him an opportunity at some point. And of course, Bossman, part of the recent Legends Pack DLC. I'm hoping we get some more DLC pretty soon. I don't know why 2K are not releasing any dates for it. It just makes no sense to me whatsoever. They just sort of release it. We haven't got a clue when the rest of it is due to come out. Of course, we still have the Legends Pack was the one I wanted because we get Lita and Trish Stratus for our women's division here in the Attitude Era. There's a Future Stars Pack where we get Samoa Joe. That's going to be a really good one for our NXT. And we get Blake and Murphy in that as well. And Lost Matadors, I think, which I'm neither here nor there with. And, of course, the other pack is going to be the Hall of Fame Showcase Pack, which, of course, involves the Bushwhackers, the Natural Disasters, people that we're not going to get much use of at the moment because we're not going to run Retro for very long. But we will maybe bring back Retro and use it every now and again, just for a little bit. Bring it back maybe for SummerSlam or for Survivor Series, for Royal Rumble, for WrestleMania. Just bring it back for some big pay-per-views maybe. And of course we will do our random matches. It's a shame because it's so great to finally have a full retro roster we could use, but it's just these episodes just taken much longer than what they ever did in 2K15, which is a good thing, because 2K15 the match quality was terrible and it probably wasn't very watchable, but this year it really has gone up a level, the match quality. If 2K could just fix a lot of the glitches, it would work perfectly. Bossman now bringing Bulldog back up to his feet, and there's a massive spine buster. Bulldog with a pin, but it's only enough for a 2 count. Bossman just launching Bulldog across the ring by his neck. And I'll tell you what, I thought Bulldog would do really well here, but it seems Bossman is really dominating the most of the match. There's a short Saito suplex. Now Bossman with a big right hands on Bulldog. Bossman bringing Bulldog back up to his feet. And a big back rake. And there it is, that spinning sidewalk slam. And that's enough for Bossman to pick up the victory here in his first appearance for the Attitude Era roster. Great start for him. And I really thought Bulldog would win this one, you know. But Bossman has really proved me wrong. There's me saying about Bulldog potentially being a world champion here in the Attitude Era. And Bossman picks up the big victory. See, a lot of these sort of highlights are Bulldog doing pretty well, but Bossman just really dominated towards the end. And of course that big, it's a Windsor Change style sidewalk slam, of course used now by Bad News Barrett. There's that big spine buster. That was towards the beginning of the end, really. Bossman went for the pin from that, but it was only enough to pick up the 2 count. And here it is, the big Windsor Change style sidewalk slam. Or is it? No, that's the back rake first. There it is. And I quite like that move because it does put you straight into a pin as well, so as long as you use it in the right area, it works really, really well. So Bossman victorious in his first match here in the Attitude Era. I can see him really being a big member of the hardcore division as well, maybe. That's a pretty good idea. Maybe we could do that at our Unforgiven pay-per-view. We haven't got a hardcore match on our card yet for the Unforgiven pay-per-view. And here we go. A bit of a random match I just put together to give both these guys a chance on the main show. Of course, neither of them are involved in feuds at the moment. I don't think that either of them are going to be involved in the pay-per-view at all either at the moment. Shawn Michaels had an opportunity to be involved in the 6-man elimination chamber, but lost to Edge. And Cactus Jack has not had many opportunities actually with us. Maybe we could have him involved in a feud next month, maybe. Shawn Michaels with the drop toe hold. Michaels continuing the assault now on Cactus Jack, bringing him back up to his feet, and the two guys lock up. Michaels pushing Jack against the far ropes. Cactus now launching Shawn Michaels over the top. And Cactus Jack G'ing up the crowd when he probably should be trying to continue the assault here on Shawn Michaels. Michaels with a clubbing blow across the back of Jack. Jack tried to grab a hold of him, but Michaels Managed to avoid it. Now Cactus Jack does get a hold of him and just rake at the eyes and the face there, I think. Big back elbow there by Cactus Jack. Now Michael spins around, and maybe this could be an actual match we go forward and do at Unforgiven. Be great for this to be a Hell in a Cell match as well. Two of the first few guys really to be involved in those Hell in a Cell matches alongside the Undertaker. It'd be perfect to have them to maybe feud next month. That'd be pretty good, actually. And in the comment section below, the problem is, again, we'd have to do face versus heel. And I suppose it all depends on whether we're looking at... are we looking at DX being faces in this universe, maybe? Are we looking at being heels, maybe? There's the sweet chin music launching Cactus Jack up into the air. And once again, Shawn Michaels seems to do this every single match. He hits that sweet chin music and that style and then pins the guy right next to the ropes. I don't know why the game hasn't sort of done this. It hasn't sort of figured it out. Michaels was in the middle rope there, fought against it as Cactus Jack managed to get back up to his feet. Cactus now throwing Michaels into the corner. Michaels takes a big double axe handle to the back, and Cactus continuing the assault. Big knee to the stomach of Shawn Michaels. That's a very, very painful move, that one. Russian leg sweep there by Cactus Jack on Michaels. Cactus now sending Michaels into the corner. Now Cactus Jack lining him up, and there's a big knee to the face of Shawn Michaels. Very big, vicious move, and in for the pin goes Jack. 1, 2, and it's a kick out. Shawn Michaels kicks out. Cactus throwing Michaels into the corner. There's a big clothesline across the back of the head. Michaels has Cactus Jack up in a Razor's Edge style move, and Cactus breaks free. And Shawn Michaels brings him down into a gutbuster. That's something else we'll be able to get hold of once we get the other DLC, the Hall of Fame showcase. We'll get a hold of course, Scott Hall, so we can have the Outsiders, Nash and Hall. We'll get Stevie Ray as well, so we can have the Harlem Heat. It's been pretty good. There's two great tag teams we can get a hold of when we do that. Cactus now bringing Shawn Michaels back up to his feet once again. Sends him into the corner. Big boot to the leg of Shawn Michaels. Now Cactus once again with a big knee to the face. And how much more of this can Michaels take? Cactus goes to the pin. 1, 2, and no, it's still only a 2 count. Cactus now Michaels just trading kicks. Michaels with a big clubbing blow across the back and another one. Now Cactus Jack is lining Shawn Michaels up. He brings him up into the pile driver, and surely that's going to be enough for Cactus Jack to pick up the victory. There's the pin. 1, 2, and no, Shawn Michaels once again kicks out. Cactus cannot believe it. Michaels was wrenching back at the arm. Michaels was caught taunting there. Cactus takes him straight up into another pile driver. And this is going to be a pretty cool finish to the match, actually. If this is going to be the full pinfall, just Michaels just taunting the crowd, just turned around straight back into another pile driver. 1, 2, and 3. And there you go. Cactus Jack does pick up the victory over Shawn Michaels. Well done, Cactus. It took a lot of very, very vicious moves by Cactus Jack, but finally he managed to pull it off. Here's a gutbuster by Shawn Michaels earlier on in the match. And Michaels even hit this big diving elbow. Homage to the Macho Man Randy Savage there, and that would be a great feud. Maybe we can do that next month. What do you guys think about Shawn Michaels versus Macho Man Randy Savage? I think that would be fantastic. There was the second big knee to the face there by Cactus Jack. And there you see Shawn Michaels just taunting away, and as he turned around, Cactus just caught him in the power driver. The second power driver in short succession as well, and it was enough this time to finish off Shawn Michaels. So well done, Cactus Jack. Picked up a big victory here against one of the strongest guys on the roster in the shape of Shawn Michaels. Someone who I definitely see getting a hold of gold before too long. And maybe Cactus could be someone who holds onto the gold. I would love to see that. Of course, I'm not going to show any favoritism in this universe mode at all. I'm going to give everyone an equal and fair chance. But Cactus is definitely someone I would love to see pick up the championship at some point. And I'm pretty sure he'd love that himself. And here is our main event here this evening. It's going to be a prelude to what we're going to see at Unforgiven. It's the champion Batista taking on the number 1 contender, the Undertaker. And here we go. Of course, this is going to be one of our main events for the Unforgiven pay-per-view, but it is going to take place within the confines of the Hell in a Cell. Batista defending his WWE Championship against the Undertaker. Undertaker bringing Batista back up to his feet now. And of course, it's not only that match that's going to take place at Unforgiven, we're also going to see a Elimination Chamber match as well, as The Rock defends the World Heavyweight Championship against Psycho Sid, Rikishi, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Booker T, and Edge. Now, that was going to be a 6-man Hell in a Cell, but I just don't think a 6-man Hell in a Cell is going to work on this game still. From my experience so far in doing some random matches here and there, it just doesn't bring out some very good finishes to the matches. So I think we'll go Elimination Chamber. I think that's going to be the best way forward. Batista now with a big kick to the stomach of the Undertaker. Now this is going to be an interesting one, because I think whoever wins this match is going to take a great deal of momentum into Unforgiven, and it's really going to probably spur them on to obviously either become the new champion or successfully defend their championship. Undertaker there with a shin breaker on Batista. Take with a clubbing blow across the back of Batista. Undertaker to slam Batista's head into the mat. And a big kick into the leg as well. Undertaker bringing Batista back up to his feet now, sending Batista into the corner. Undertaker sending the legs of Batista over that top rope, looking maybe for a superplex. And that it is it. That it is it. That it is. The superplex there by Taker. And now he has Batista throttled. Big chokeslam. Could this be the momentum that Taker was looking for? 1, 2. No, Batista kicks out strongly. Taking our friend Batista over the top. Taking our bring Batista back up to his feet. Batista reversing, playing possum there, catching Undertaker with a clothesline. Now brings him back up completely to his feet and straight into the ring post. Now Batista with a big STO as well. No, I've got no idea what day it is today. Ah, it's Friday. Oh, okay. This video should be loaded already, and it's 10:30 on Friday night, so I apologise if this video is going to be a little bit late. Batista, what are you doing up there? No way. Oh, Batista with a double axe handle from the top rope to the outside. It's a little bit over the top, but there you go. Belly to belly slam there by Batista. Bringing Taker back up to his feet. Batista with a big boot to something, and there's a massive big boot there by the Undertaker. Slides back into the ring. Referee's up to a 6 count. Batista slowly back up to his feet. Taker now playing games with Batista, maybe no, slides back into the ring. Taking our friend Batista into that far rope. Launches him up and catches him into what looks like to be a tombstone piledriver. It is. Tombstone piledriver. In for the pin goes Taker. 1, 2, and 3. The Undertaker, the #1 contender for the WWE Championship, picks up the victory here in our main event. He is going to be one taking all of the momentum into the pay-per-view. Taker offering a handshake, and Batista's not having any of it. These two guys are going to meet inside the cell in a couple of days' time at Unforgiven. And what a fantastic match it's going to be. And yeah, like I said, it's going to be uploaded on Sunday as well as the pre-show. So that's going to be the end of our video here this evening. I hope you have enjoyed it. And of course, if you have, then be sure to hit that like button. It does help me out a lot. Makes the video easier to find. Helps the channel grow and all that sort of shebang. And of course, if you are new around here, then be sure to subscribe. We're very, very close now to 2,000 subs. And I would love to really get there. Might be there already by the time this video is uploaded, but I've been watching literally the sub screen now for the last 2 days, just hitting refresh every 5 minutes, just waiting to see if we can get there. But yeah, that'd be absolutely great if we can. And of course, if you are already subbed, then thank you very much for your continued support. It does mean a lot, and the channel has grown so well since the release of 2K16. I think we've gained about 800-900 subscribers in the last couple of months, so it's really been absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much for that. I've been Shabby Gamer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all for the retro roster tomorrow.